Right now, as I record this, I have over 177,000 Pi coins. Now, how much is that going to be worth? Well, you will read estimates online of anywhere between $1,000 a coin and less than a cent a coin. And I will tell you that every single one of them is totally meaningless. There is no way for us to predict what the value of Pi is going to be. But what I will tell you is I'm rather confident that it is going to have a pretty decent value. I'll explain why as we go along here. So the short answers here, okay, I'm going to give you a few little quips here to explain why it's a good idea to get going with this, why it's a good idea to get going with it immediately. Well, the first thing is there's zero risk in mining Pi at all. You mine it on your phone. You just download the app and you click a little button once a day. And so anyone can do it. There's no money required to get started. You don't have to buy anything. And you can mine Pi on your phone, obviously, like I said, and also it just takes you a few seconds a day. All you have to do is push a little button and it starts, it's pseudo mining really, but for all intents and purposes, let's call it mining. It just takes a couple seconds a day to do it. And then also there's a robust developer community, and I'll show you something about that in a second. And there's also some really big reasons here. Big reason number one are network effects. Okay, as I'll show you here in a second, they have over 29 million engaged pioneers. They're going to launch the coin when it gets to over 100 million. So what does this mean? I'll explain in a second here why this is so powerful. All right. So, but for now, just think of it like this. If you've got more people involved in something, more people wanting something to succeed, the more likely it is to succeed. And I'll get into a little of the details of that here in just a quick second. Now, big reason number two is there is an intelligently managed ecosystem behind Pi. So let's talk about that. All right. So part of this ecosystem is they have these, well, they just had their first Pi hackathon, and you'll note these are developers all over the world who just donated their time to build applications for Pi because they believed in the system. Now, these guys got some free Pi coins and some cash for the winners, but the people that they selected to be winners were very, very interesting. So if you look here under winners, you'll see that the Pi workforce pool was the number one winner of the system. And then we have Pi Care, which is a bug reporting platform. That was number two. And then Pi Chainmail, actually they had so 1, 2, and 3 in different pools. There's the ecosystem and the business app category. So look at this, right? So they're focusing energy on applications that'll help build workforces, bug reporting for different Pi applications, a mall, a shopping mall where people can sell stuff using the Pi coin. And then they have a social matching game. I think that they probably picked that because there would be some inherent virality in it. And then there's this other app, What You Got, that's a marketplace for local businesses to publish their coupons and discounts. The people behind Pi are very smart, okay, because you can tell by the selection of these apps that these guys are thinking long-term about what is going to have a positive effect on the ecosystem. Now, let's talk about network effects, okay? So cryptocurrency and fiat currency are different in many respects, but there is one thing that is shared amongst them. Okay, now fiat currency means basically by decree. Okay, so what does that mean? It means something has value because I say it has value. Now let's imagine this kid Billy here. He says, from this point forward, I am going to start printing Billy coins. And by my decree, these Billy coins will have value. Now, everybody's going to look at Billy and go, Billy, you're crazy. Why would I use Billy coins? Only you are saying that Billy coins have value. All right. So what if Billy, however, had command of 1 million people who agreed that Billy coins were value? Suddenly, by definition, that Billy coin is going to have more value. Now think about this. Pi is not going to launch until they have 100 million engaged pioneers. That means that's 100 million people who have downloaded the app and are actively, day to day, punching that little button to mine Pi. All of those people are going to want the Pi coin to have value, okay? So again, they're at 29 plus million engaged pioneers now. They're at an exponential growth curve now. So I don't think it's going to take too long to hit that 100 million point. Now, the reason why you've got to do this quickly, if you look at this next thing here, so this is what it looks like when you're mining pi. So this is my situation. I have 177,000 pi coins. I got the vast majority of that by inviting people in. Now you'll notice I'm getting 0.1 pi per hour just for pushing the button. Now if you wait a little too long, that value is going to go down. So if you get in now, you're going to be earning more pi. And the earlier you start inviting people, and you don't have to have 1,200 people engaged as I do. Well, only 574 of them are engaged. 1,200 said yes. 574 are engaged. Now, by the way, if you're one of the people who downloaded this and you're not engaged, let this be a trigger to start pushing that button again, guys. It makes a lot of sense to do that. So if you start getting people in now, even if you get a handful of people, depending on what the value of the coin is going to be, that could be a very powerful investment. And because there is no money that you're putting at risk here, and there's only a little tiny bit of your time that you're putting in, I would think that this is a very, very reasonable thing to do.